Hello, welcome. This is the Big Fight Road to 2019, the special show once a week, every week. We gather here to take a look at everything that's been happening in the build-up to the general elections. Who's ahead, who's behind, who's gaining the advantage, who's losing the advantage. And this week, we are going to really take a look at some of the alliances that may well have made a major impact in this. Two big states, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. Maharashtra we discussed briefly last week as well, but Tamil Nadu in particular, where the AiADMK and the BJP have now come together along with the PMK, at least on paper, it's a formidable alliance. Will that be enough to counteract anti-incumbency or not? Remember, 39 seats there in Tamil Nadu, which could be really, really significant. And Maharashtra, obviously equally big, where the BJP and the Shiv Sena have now actually come together. So those are the two states we're going to take a look at. But as we do every week, let's quickly take you through top political developments, good news, bad news for the government, and the index of alliance unity. Just checking in, taking the pulse, as if you like, of the nation every single week. So here are the top political developments. Obviously, Pulwama has been the biggest subject of the week, and now politics have started over it. The gloves are off. You're having arguments and discussions on all sides. Accusations are starting to fly. What exactly is going to happen with Pakistan now becomes a very big question in the next couple of months, and calls for boycotts are obviously happening everywhere. India's already doing some of it. Questions about what's going to happen in the World Cup have been on. Nitin Gadkari coming on and saying that his ministry has already started to make efforts that the excess water which India is not supposed to have sent Pakistan as per the Indus Water Treaty, that should now be retained within the country. Pakistan says, okay, we have no objections to that, but at least that step is being taken. Among the good news for the government, well, Saudi Arabia promises $100 billion investment. The United Nations Security Council, this is a big one, condemns Pulwama, names Jaish. China had some objections but were overridden, and the UNSC came out and did this. And Prime Minister Modi has been awarded the Seoul Peace Prize. Now, among the bad news, again, Saudi Arabia will feature, because before he came and announced that $100 billion here, he stood in Pakistan just days after Pulwama, announced $20 billion there, said he was the ambassador for Pakistan, spoke about brotherly love at great length, and more or less gave Pakistan a clean sheet on terror. So that was some of the bad news. And of course, the entire row around Kashmiris being attacked in various parts of the country is continuing. The Supreme Court has sent a notice to 10 states. And the IOC, one of the reactions of not giving a visa to Pakistani shooters, IOC says don't hold sports events in India. Now let's just touch in on the index of alliance unity. It's a big thing we're going to talk about on this show. So I just want to spend some time on this. In Uttar Pradesh, seat sharing is out now. 37 seats for the SP, 38 for the BSP, some being left for the RLD, 2 for the Congress party. What does that mean for the others? We're not completely sure. What's happening with the Apna Dal, though, in eastern UP is something I think we need to get everyone to weigh in on just a little bit. It could potentially have some significance in a few seats. Moving to Maharashtra, BJP-Sena have closed the deals, their deal out there, and of course it is that battle of the Gathbandhans in Tamil Nadu that I was talking about, which we are going to spend some time discussing a little later in the show. Before I get to Tamil Nadu, though, let me just start welcoming our guests. Pawan Khera is here from the Congress Party. Sakrika Ghosh, top political analyst, is with us as well. Vivek Reddy, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us from Bangalore. A couple of minutes, we're going to be joined from Chennai by Advocate Arvind, who's a spokesperson of the DMK, and Kovai Satyan, spokesperson of the AiADMK. Well, there they are. They're both joining us from Chennai. And a little later in the program, Shaina is going to join us to talk about what's happening in Maharashtra, as with Arvind Sawant of the Shiv Sena, and other experts also will be coming along. But let me just quickly get everyone's sense on the Apna Dal developments before I move to Tamil Nadu. Is it significant? Is it an opportunity for the Congress? And by the way, the constant question, Pawan Khera, that many people are having, as the Congress tries to strengthen itself more and more in UP, aren't you helping the BJP more and more? Every incremental thing that the Congress does to strengthen itself in UP potentially cuts the Bahujan Samaj Party and the Samajwadi Party's chances of really doing very well in that state.
That's a very macro picture, I would say. UP, like any other
macro,
large state,
accurate.
has to be looked at from a micro perspective. There are areas where there is a potential for our party to strengthen itself, and we are doing that. It's our prerogative, it's our duty to do it. There are areas where we are not very strong. We'll work towards it. That's a long-term goal. So in the short term, which is from here to the Lok Sabha, There is definitely a potential on several seats, and we'll tap that potential. 2022 is another goal. We'll discuss that later on some other debate, perhaps. But no, that's incorrect.
But right now, you're really trying to win seats in UP, not just increasing your strength with a view to bargaining with the SP and BSP and saying, look, take us along with you. We don't want the BJP to win seats. That's what it seemed as if the Congress party strategy was. You seem to have changed that strategy, and many people are frankly somewhat baffled about that because it's not very clear as to why the Congress would not want to make sure that the BJP's tally in UP drops rather than trying to strengthen yourself, not win seats and allow the BJP to win more seats.
Just 9 years ago, we got 23 seats out of 80. We are not that
21.
weak. 21. And then we won a by-election. We are not that weak there. We are strong. Our cadres needed to be enthused. They are enthused. And as I said, it's a seat-by-seat analysis. Don't look at Uttar Pradesh as one large state and 4 parties trying to divide. No, that's not the scenario there.
Okay, Sagarika, the analysis that I was doing right now, and I do want to jump to Tamil Nadu, so I'm not going to spend too much time on UP right now. But the analysis that I was just doing is what many political experts are saying. Actually, the Congress, he may well be right. The Congress cadre may well be getting enthused. Let's say they tie up with the Apna Dal in parts of, I'm not saying they're going to do it, but I'm saying supposing they were to tie up with the Apna Dal in parts of eastern UP. Now you've got Apna Dal, Congress Party, Priyanka Gandhi, all of that. It could mean that there are many seats that the BSP and the SP thought they were going to win are suddenly losing.
Vikram, I would say that the SP-BSP alliance in Uttar Pradesh is breathtaking. This is an alliance of 2 regional giants. And if you add up their vote share in 2014, in 2017, of course, they weren't together. It is way above the BJP. It is double the BJP. So it's a tectonic shift.
But Sagarika, when you look at it constituency by constituency, yes, there are certain seats that they're going to definitely win. 35 to 40 seats, SP and the BSP, I would be amazed if they didn't win. But if they wanted to go from 30, 35 up to 60 or 70,
I think, if the Congress had been on board with the Maha-Gathbandhan, I think then it would have been a complete sweep. Yeah. That alliance would have completely swept. But, the Congress also has to realize that, 6%, 7% vote share in 2014, 2017, it's got a mountain to climb. So however much Priyanka Gandhi may be getting the eyeballs, the fact is on the ground, caste and community, all of that is important. But, I want to say about UP, clearly, Vikram, this is not going to be a wave election. It's going to be an election of the Gathbandhans. The BJP is very much in the hunt for allies. There's obviously no Modi wave, because if there was a Modi wave, why this desperation for allies? Mr. Amit Shah is not only worried about
because whether there's a Modi wave or not, the BJP would want to win seats, right?
They want to, which is why they're not only worried about Apna Dal. I mean, Apna Dal is not only a worry for the BJP, but also the Rajbhar party, the SDBS, the Suhail Dev party of Mr. Rajbhar, the Kurmi party.
Another possible issue.
That is also someone who Mr. Amit Shah has been talking to. So clearly allies are extremely important. This is an election which is going to be much more about arithmetic than chemistry.
But that's where the ruthlessness comes in, right? Yeah. That's where the ruthlessness that Amit Shah will display. Like, for example, if you're looking at the mathematics of it, obviously the SP, BSP are going to win Mainpuri, for example, like 60-70% of the vote if you add up the thing. But Kanpur, they didn't necessarily have that much. So
Kanpur Congress is very strong, for example.
Okay.
In the mayor election, we got 3.5 lakh votes.
Okay,
but Priyanka Gandhi is supposed to have good relations with Akhilesh Yadav.
Vivek, hang on. Vivek, I'm going to just get you in. I want to shift up my focus to Tamil Nadu. We spent too much time discussing UP, less time discussing states like Tamil Nadu, which is really where it has become very interesting. It's great to have Sarvanan joining us and Kovai Satyan from the DMK and the AiADMK respectively. Just wanted, before I come to Vivek actually and ask them about that, Mr. Satyan, your sense of the alliance with the BJP, there has been a certain sense that there is some anti-incumbency against the AiADMK out there. Also the possibility of some slight splitting of votes. Is that alliance enough, you think, to take you to make sure that you start winning seats and a reasonable number of them?
Good evening. First of all, after the demise of our leader, this is our first Lok Sabha elections. And now the praise are all from all the quarters of Tamil Nadu that the leaders of AiADMK have arrived in style after announcing this alliance with PMK and BJP. And anyways, I want to give you a small data why Delhi is being misled by majority of the informations from Tamil Nadu. 60 to 65% of the media in Tamil Nadu is controlled by my opposition, DMK. So whatever they make it as a news becomes a big news. Down the line we need to fight it out to prove that whatever news they have made is not true. So definitely, looking at the 2014 scenario, AiADMK has backed about 1 crore 79 lakhs of votes. The opposition polled about 97 lakhs of votes. And PMK, who was with BJP that time, and has BJP and PMK joined with us, that has given us a mightier strength. And MDMK has now gone to DMK. Let's take that 15 lakh votes have gone out from that. So the coalition of BJP last time backed 72 lakh of votes. So minus 15 lakhs. So we are at about 2.3 crores of vote, which means almost 51% of the vote share. That's why sending defeat signals to the opposition.
On arithmetic grounds, what you're saying is correct, but that's not always necessarily the way it happens in Tamil Nadu, which is what I'm sure your friend from the DMK is going to say. So, I just wanted to ask you, at the end of the day, what is your perception of it? Now, word from the ground in Tamil Nadu was that till this alliance, till all of this happened, a lot of confidence in the DMK ranks. You were thinking maybe we're going to get 35, 38, maybe all the seats. Tamil Nadu often does have those sweeps. Now, it's not quite that easy for you. It's, on paper, this is a very formidable alliance that exists between the PMK, the AiADMK, and the BJP.
Yeah. Yeah, you said it, on paper. On paper, it may be a formidable alliance. But this election is not about arithmetic. This election is about two incumbencies, two anti-incumbencies are there. One at the state government, the other at the central government. The people are fed up with the AiADMK government here, lot of corruption allegations. The BJP made a lot of corruption allegations. The BJP, the central institutions conducted a lot of raids, income tax raids, CBI raids, and people are wondering why no action, and now we got the answer that the BJP is allying with the AiADMK party. And PMK, which until yesterday, not 1 month back or 2 months back, until yesterday was abusing the AiADMK party with vile language, and now they are in alliance. The most interesting thing today that is happening is that PMK is refusing to acknowledge that it is in alliance with BJP. The PMK is claiming that it is in alliance with AiADMK and very silent. Today they are having a dinner meet. The BJP representatives are not invited. This is the contradictions within their alliance, and we conducted Gram Sabhas across the length and breadth of Tamil Nadu. The people are totally fed up. We reached out to the people. Because of the non-conduct of the local body elections, none of the civic amenities has reached to the villages. The people are boiling out. They are waiting for a chance to pour out their anger.
Okay, I want to turn to the data.
This is the chance they'll get in 2019.
I want to turn to the data in a minute or two, but Vivek Reddy, let me just get you in on this. Obviously, the BJP is keen, as Sagarika was saying, to tie up these alliances, and naturally that's one of the ways to win elections. Are you satisfied with the way this week has gone, both in Tamil Nadu, where this long rumored alliance with the AiADMK is now a reality, and we'll come a little bit later to Maharashtra, where you've also been able to tie it up. So your sense of what this might mean for your chances of winning seats in southern India?
I think this is a major boost for BJP, Vikram. Two reasons. Perhaps Saravanan is ignoring it, or he is over-exaggerating the DMK's presence there or its present situation there. The issue is that over these past 5 years, the BJP also has increased its strength in Tamil Nadu. This is one. Second is we are aligning with the AiADMK, which is in the government at present, and we have also brought in PMK within our fold, which has a substantial presence. So therefore, this alliance, though Mr. Saravanan says that it is on paper, it is not on paper. This alliance is there, and this alliance has to be beaten. Now the DMK is on the defensive. It has to face this alliance and overcome this alliance. So therefore, this southern India story as such for BJP has changed with this equation. The dynamics have changed. You have Karnataka, where the BJP is pitched strong from the past 20 years in Lok Sabha elections, and you have Tamil Nadu, and you also have BJP's growth story in Kerala. Now to add to this, there is one another churning point which we are ignoring here. Perhaps Sagarika is also ignoring, and the other panelists, and that is slowly, as we are seeing, as we are approaching the elections, we see that the campaign is about who can lead this country. The campaign is about the leadership. That seems to be the dominant issue. Perhaps the people are now asking today, if not for Modi, who else is there? And there is no one. There is no answer from the opposition.
Okay. That's certainly something which the BJP would definitely...
Can I rebut it?
Factors that are giving a major boost.
Why
Okay,
are they looking for allies then, if it's all dependent on a personality?
10 seconds.
Why have they swallowed humble pie in Maharashtra and looked for allies with a party which has been abusing them night and day? Which has been abusing them night and day. The Shiv Sena,
there is a
Mr.
Modi
Reddy
vote,
has been,
there is an anti-Modi
literally
vote.
calling you the most
some
foul
states,
names.
Okay.
Sagarika,
Shiv Sena who
Vishnu,
said
Sagarika,
Can I?
Yeah,
one minute.
politics.
Mr. Saravanan,
See,
Vikram here.
the BJP was peddling this theory. No, Vishnu, the BJP was peddling this theory that there was no alternative couple of months back. But our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, made the announcement that he is proposing the name of Mr. Rahul Gandhi as the Prime Minister of this country. It knocked the wind out of the BJP sail. Now they are
actually,
questioning the credibility
do you
of Mr.
think that is an
Rahul
alternative?
Yes, I
That
know.
was
Yes, I
the
know. That's not
BJP
necessarily
was
the
being-
stance
They
that
don't have a
Congress is
narrative.
taking.
They don't have a
Congress
narrative.
doesn't want you to
Think
become
that
a
is an
Modi
alternative.
versus Rahul battle.
Saravanan,
I know Mr. Stalin has
don't
said
have
that.
That's
Don't
true.
have
That's
your
true. This
logic.
is an answer.
Okay, I'm
This is
going
an
back to
answer.
you, Mr.
For
When
there
When
there
have
is
you
no
started
alternative
deciding on
question.
behalf of the Congress?
Okay, so the Congress wants it to be a Rahul Gandhi versus
It
Modi
is the
fight.
issues which Rahul Gandhi has been raising in the last 4.5 years that people are getting drawn towards him and towards the Congress. It is Mr. Modi is fast becoming a liability for his alliance. Look at the Pulwama episode. Look at what he was doing for 4 hours. No answers. People are angry. People are hurt at
The
Mr.
corporate
Modi's
commander.
misconduct.
So you're-
Absolute insensitivity. Don't think Mr.
That
Modi
is your
is
view.
he is a
That is your
liability for
view.
you. अभी तो खिचड़ी बोलते थे आप लोग हमको. Now you are cooking a खिचड़ी yourself.
Not at all.
Now you stop calling
Where are
every
you?
other
The
Maha-Gadbandhan
people
as a
of this
khichdi.
country are
You are
behind
also
Mr.
cooking a
Modi's heart.
khichdi.
Okay, I'm going to
Don't
come to
live
the
in a world of
khichdi.
illusion.
People are aware of
Don't
the
live in
corporate
dreamland.
commander.
Okay, can I just stop this? If you can just get
that
away from the
shows
shout.
how-
Can I,
how
on this
you are
show,
too
can we
far
try and
away from
avoid
the
the
reality.
shouting and just look at some data? I have one of my friends who's really got a very close view on the ground. I'm going to go across to our reporter to just get a sense of it. But first, a quick look at some of the data. Let's just flash it up for you. If you want to get the Tamil Nadu elections in a set of data, here's what it is. Let's start off with 2014. This is what happened. AiADMK sweep, 44% of the vote. BJP getting 5% of the vote and 1 seat. PMK 4% of the vote, 1 seat. DMK down to 23. Congress 4.3. Now, if you were to just look at this particular graphic and repeat the exercise that we sometimes do for other states, you add it up 44 plus 5 plus 4, that's 55, 60. It's a no contest. The AiADMK is going to win. But that's not exactly the way it often happens in Tamil Nadu, because there is quite often a swing, and I'm going to come to some of that data. But if you move on, what's happened this time, of course, there's an alliance, right? So the BJP is now aligned along with the PMK. PMK has been brought on board. BJP is on board. BJP is going to be contesting 5. PMK is going to contest 7. Presumably the AiADMK will retain the rest, but we will have to see which way that actually piles up. So you are having this two Gathbandhans that are actually out there that are contesting. Now, a couple of other factors need to be looked at, and we can move on to that graphic. The question is, Dinakaran, who was with the AiADMK, is that going to be a factor in a few seats? Not all seats, but 3 or 4 seats. Is that going to be a factor? If you look at the recent by-polls that were held in RK Nagar, he actually won that. So that's one of the, but it could be argued it doesn't have an influence everywhere. It's only in 1 or 2 pockets. That's a valid point to be perhaps looking at. I just want to go back a little bit from 2014, because you will get a sense of how much Tamil Nadu can actually fluctuate. It's a bit more like Rajasthan that way than some of the other states where it's a bit more stable. So this is what happened actually in 2009. And 2009, again, it was DMK and Congress party. And you got a pretty big alliance, AiADMK, PMK, and the MDMK at that time. BJP fought on its own. DMK won that one, 27 seats, 12 for the AiADMK, and 42% of the vote went to DMK. So you can see from there to the drop that you actually saw in 2014 was like about an 11% drop for the DMK and 8% up for the AiADMK. If I can, let's just go back one more election. Let's go back from 2009 back to 2004. It could also be interesting to look at, because in that election, you again had an AiADMK BJP alliance, and you had the DMK and the Congress. But in that election, it was really a grand alliance. It was the DMK and the Congress and the PMK. It was also part of that alliance and the NDTV. But otherwise, this is the way it looked. And you had the DMK getting 57% of the vote, the AiADMK alliance 37.4. So it can swing a little, you know, back and forth and the rest of it. Well, let me let's go to my colleague, one of the reporters who's been really covering this at great length, has got a really good sense, Arvind, who's got a really good sense of what actually is happening on the ground there in Tamil Nadu. You saw the numbers that I was talking. Help us understand what is happening and what are all the local publications and others, not just those affiliated to one party or the other, what are they telling you on the ground is actually happening?
Vikram, as of now, all the poll predictions have given clean sweep to DMK. As of now, that's what we are seeing from all the numbers. But this is a very formidable alliance. Like you said, this is taking back to 2009 scenario, whereas 2004 and 2014 was a decisive mandate in Tamil Nadu. Whereas in 2009, because of both the parties, DMK and ADMK had a formidable alliances, we saw 27 for DMK plus and 12 on ADMK plus. That's what we saw in 2009. Now with PMK going to the ADMK alliance, now all poll pundits in Tamil Nadu are saying that it is another equally placed formidable alliances, both DMK and ADMK. So this is more or less like 2009 scenario where both the parties are equally placed. Also we know that both Kalanyar, Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha, both of them are not there. So this election will be led by MK Stalin on DMK side and EPS and OPS on ADMK side. So from what we could gather from sources from our grassroots people is that this will be like 2009 scenario where no party will get decisive mandate. No, there won't be a clean sweep. It will be like 2009 scenario, a party getting 25 plus and other party getting 15. This is what we are getting to hear from us, from our grassroots people in Tamil Nadu. So this will be like 2009 scenario. It won't be like 2004 or 2014. That's what we are getting to hear, Vikram.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's really interesting analysis, and that data is also really interesting. So let me just go back to everyone and ask you, frankly, this show is about trying to forecast and predict which way the numbers are going to go. And I know everyone will have radically different views on this, but let me try anyway. Mr. Saravanan, why don't I start with you? I'm sure the DMK is hoping for a 2004 type situation. But for the various reasons that they're saying, and by the way, there still are some wild cards. Rajnikant is saying he's not going to be contesting, but is he going to drop a signal? He's already dropping some hints, right? We want somebody with a stable government at the center, and that may well be an illusion that will bring a smile to Vivek Reddy's face. But other question, DMDK, which way are they going to go? And both sides seem to be trying to woo them right now. Which way is it finally going to add up? Arvind was saying that it may well be not either side sweeping the election, as sometimes happens in Tamil Nadu. Would you agree with that?
See, I think this time it's not going to be like 2009, Vishnu. This is going to be like 2004. We are going to sweep these elections because we are feeling the sentiments. If this government had not carried out the demonetization or the improper implementation of the GST, probably 2009 could have been repeated. But after demonetization and this improper implementation, the industries have gone for a toss. Tamil Nadu is a majorly industrialized state.
Okay.
So people are feeling the pinch. They want to vote out this government. So when they decide on that, they give a very, very decisive mandate. They don't go on indecisiveness. They don't look at the arithmetic alliances. They go by their gut. They go by their emotion. This government, both the state government and the central government, have got insurmountable incumbency. This is going to be our trump card.
Okay,
and
Mr.
we have ensured there is, no, Vishnu, we have shown the people how from 2004 to 2012 we can give good governance. We can ensure that the state's right. Tamil Nadu is a state which looks at how their rights are perceived, how rights are preserved.
3G.
We'll see. Mr. Satyan, quick take from you. Mr. Satyan, quick take from you. Help us. What do you think the forecast will be?
Predominantly the opposition trying to believe that the swing door policy of Tamil Nadu will work this time. But we proved it wrong in the last assembly election, and we will prove it wrong in this Lok Sabha election as well. And you comparing a by-election which happened 1 year ago as a teaser for the upcoming Lok Sabha election is not comparing apple and apple, it is comparing apple and some soil fruit. Regarding your numbers on TTV, this grand alliance has sent shivers to the opposition. The way the opposition is running like headless chicken is pretty much evident. The person who was shown the door as the Congress head, he was shown out, he is now going and talking about a coalition with Mr. Vijay Gant, the person who has come on board as a new Congress chief is going and discussing alliance with Mr. Kamal Hassan, inviting him. Now you can understand the chaos and the confusion that the opposition has in their mind now looking at this coalition, and we are pretty much sure that the numbers means a lot, the arithmetic means a lot when it comes to election, and that too when it comes to Lok Sabha elections. We have a clear mandate. Our mandate has reached well to the people. The Gram Panchayat which the opposition is holding, people are questioning them and they are winding up their Gram Panchayat and running away from there. The people are asking what good this coalition of DMK and Congress had done to the people of Tamil Nadu.
Okay,
You
Mr.
name
Satyan.
one, we are willing to take your alliance into our mind.
Okay, Mr.
So
Satyan.
I am sure that we are going to rewrite history and you are going to watch it.
All right, Mr. Satyan, Mr. Saravanan, thank you both so much for joining us. As they say, we will know soon,
you.
but the numbers out there are really interesting. Vivek and Pawan, just wanted to throw to you the question. I just want to come up with another graphic which I want to just show is the extent of the Maha-Gathbandhans that are coming now. We're talking about Maha-Gathbandhans, we're talking about alliances. It's really being rumored more on the opposition side, but what we seem to be seeing is NDA 3 and UPA 3, a new set of alliances that are coming up. I'm just going to put some of the names up there and we can see which of them, and then there's another set of categories which we should analyze as we go forward in these elections, where the others on the undecideds end up in this split may well have a very crucial position. So let's just start by taking a look at what we can call the NDA 3. BJP obviously there, Shiv Sena now is back there, Republican Party of India, Rashtriya Samaj Paksha, JDU, Shiromani Akali Dal is there, AiADMK is there now, PMK is there. We'll come down to it, but just going across to some of the others. PMK is there, Tamil Nadu Congress, Apna Dal, well, perhaps there, perhaps not, we're not quite sure. I'll look at some of the more doubtful ones in a minute or two. On the UPA 3 side, Congress, obviously RJD, NCP, JMM, well, in all probability, DMK and the JDS, and that's what we know for a fact. Now, Apna Dal is a slight question mark at this present point. I'd actually probably have a slight question mark over the Northeast Democratic Alliance, also all those 11 parties in the Northeast, just because we're not quite sure how the citizenship bill. Sagarika, do you think any of them could actually pull out of this or no?
Well, some of them have threatened to pull out. I mean, the AGP in Assam has pulled out of the NDA alliance because of the citizenship bill. Conrad Sangma, we know his party has also threatened to pull out of the citizenship bill. But you know, now with the parliament ended, Vikram, those bills have lapsed. So the citizenship bill has lapsed. So
we don't know whether it will still be a very emotive factor by the time the elections come. That's an interesting point. Okay, let me just come up with another set of graphics, and this is not yet part of either NDA 3 or UPA 3. But these are parties that you can call these the others. Now, which side will they eventually get aligned is a really, really interesting question. These are the broader partners. So, BSP, SP, TMC, TDP, CPI, CPM, it would be astonishing if they did not end up being aligned with the UPA side as opposed to the NDA side. It would be virtually a miracle. Aam Aadmi Party also. DMDK, perhaps on balance more this side right now, but you never know. TRS, YSRCP, BJD, probably more likely at this stage to be aligned with the NDA. And actually, by the way, that's interesting because those three may well have 40 seats between them. TRS, YSRCP and the BJD may well have 40 seats or thereabouts there. So that could be a really important number. BSP, SP, TMC, well, those three in particular also are going to have a very large number of seats with them. Vivek, you saw the way I'm stacked this up on the screen. Any violent agreements or disagreements with the way I've just slotted all of these parties?
Well,
or is it fair enough?
It more or less describes the picture, Vikram. It is fair enough, but one issue is that we should not lose sight of is this. The BJP, Gathbandhans within the BJP, wherever there are local conditions where the BJP has to make these Gathbandhans. I think the BJP is relying on these Gathbandhans more or less than Congress to form a stable government at the center, to form a clear government with clear majority at the center. This much we can convincingly say at this instance. Congress, perhaps, if you look at it over the past 4.5 years, if I can just complete, if you look at it over the past 4.5 years, the Congress is more reliant on local partners through the entire Indian map, and its own individual identity is sort of, disappearing or is sort of lesser.
Well, that's why they're
than
fighting
it
in
was
UP, right?
earlier.
That's what
Perhaps
Pawan
it's not
Khera will
power,
say.
or perhaps the way
Okay,
it was
I
handled.
want to shift to, but just Pawan, you saw that list
Yes,
out there.
yes. The second issue
Vivek
is-
Reddy, Vivek, just one sec. Vivek, I just want to get Pawan in and I want to take a break and jump to Maharashtra. I mean, I'm running a little over on time. Just wanted to ask you, just on the data out there, we know what the issues are which Vivek is talking about. Do you agree, by and large, with the way that's panning up? Including the fact that TRS, YSRC and the Biju Janata Dal more likely to be tilting NDA side than your side right now?
Vikram, political parties have their fingers on the pulse of the nation. Increasingly, when they feel that people are getting very restless with the current regime, this equation will change and you will see the change very soon, very rapidly. Having said that,
Which direction?
Obviously in the UPA direction,
Why is it?
but Mr. Reddy's arrogance that BJP does not necessarily depend on regional players. This is before elections. Imagine what will they do after elections, because there is an unspoken alliance between the
not
BJP
arrogance.
and big
We
money
depend lesser.
and investigating agencies. Now, if that alliance breaks or is shaky, then you
We
see
don't
what
want
happens
to
to their
create a
alliance.
Khichdi India.
Then you
Sagarika,
see
what
what
you
happens
have
to
been
their
doing.
alliance.
Can I just say that,
Pawan,
just to
Mr.
what
Don't
Pawan
Vivek
interrupt,
Reddy was
please,
saying.
Vivek.
Okay,
Just to what
let's
Vivek
just
Reddy
stop
was
the
saying-
argument for a
We don't
second.
want-
Yeah,
Just to what
Sagarika,
Vivek
you're trying to
Reddy
make a
was
point.
saying about, that the BJP is less reliant on a regional allies than the Congress. The fact is both national parties are faced with the limitations of geography. But in fact, the BJP would like this election to be about Modi, to be about personalization, to be about the persona and Majboot Sarkar. And the Congress would like this election not to be about that, but to have every
But he just
seat
said, why are you
covered.
speaking
That's
on behalf?
So-
absolutely
so-
He just shot me down for saying something very
Increasingly,
similar. He said,
BJP
fact
does not
is-
want to talk about Modi. Their campaign
Pawan is
designs are all
violently
going through a
disagreeing with this
change.
theory,
They are
Sagarika,
showing
for the
more
moment.
faces than one.
Okay,
We
Maharashtra.
also know
Not
what's
at all.
happening in their
Slipping into
backyard.
break.
go
I'm
ahead.
slipping into a break, Vivek. Vivek, we'll come back. We'll keep looking at these numbers as we go forward. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'm just going to slip into a break, and when we come back, let's turn our attention to Maharashtra, where the Sena BJP deal has been sealed. Right, welcome back. Let's turn our attention to Maharashtra. And on this show, as we've been looking at the build-up to the elections, you have heard us ad nauseum, week after week, month after month, saying, keep your eye on Maharashtra, because it is, for the BJP, really important to tie up that alliance with the Shiv Sena, and for the Shiv Sena as well, because, well, here's why, because this is what happened in the last election. The BJP got, 25, this is what happened in the last election. It was a complete landslide for the BJP and the Shiv Sena out here, which is the way it happened, and it happened in the assembly also. And the reason for that was that the two of them were together. Between the two of them, they got 41 out of the 48 seats. If they had fought apart, separate from each other, it would have made a major boost for the Congress and the NCP. But as it happens, we are back to the formula: Congress plus NCP versus the BJP plus the Shiv Sena. That's essentially what happened. And here, I won't weary you by taking you through all of these numbers again. We've done them ad nauseum in the last few months. This is the logic of why that alliance was necessary, and obviously both the Shiv Sena and the BJP understood that logic, and that's why they have tied up. But let me just quickly get a sense from Arvind Sawant, Lok Sabha MP from the Shiv Sena. You were here just last week, I think in the week before that, saying that you had lots and lots of grouses against the BJP, and you were saying that if they don't meet all your demands, you are happy to go down in seats, but you don't want the alliance. So are you happy now? Have you got everything that you wanted? Are you satisfied? Is this a done deal in every sense of the word?
Definitely, I think the Honorable Chief of the party, Uddhavji Thackeray, had a wonderful dialogue with them, and the issues were very important. They were related to farmers, they were related to the Mumbaikars, they were related to the unemployed. So therefore, those issues which have been discussed with them are being sorted, agreed to by the BJP leaders. Honorable Chief Minister was there, the Chief of the party, President of Amit Shah was there, Amit Shah ji was there. They had a wonderful discussion, and major issues were like the farmers' waiver of the loan. That was a serious issue that has been agreed to. Secondly, the distribution of power,
Right.
equal power.
Can I ask you, you're saying, so farmers' loans and nothing, you're saying that's been agreed to. So what are the specific points that you insisted on that you think you have got now? So what are the specific proposals that are going to come out on this, maybe in the manifesto, promises? What are the specific points that you've got?
They have said that because it didn't reach to the farmers as expected it should. Therefore, what they asked, they open the centers at the district and village level and tehsil level, so that the farmers will be guided and they will be given the waiver of the loan will be done speedily. And that is what was expected and that they are agreed to, and that is why we felt very happy about that. Secondly, the major issue during the municipal corporation election, Honorable Uddhavji assured the people of the metropolitan cities that those who will get the houses around 500 square foot during the redevelopment, because they are not the rich people in fact, and if the property tax is imposed on them, they will simply sell it off and will go to the suburbs, and they should continue to stay in there, but therefore that also was agreed. And there were millions of people of Mumbai, Thane, Mahanagarpalika and others, they are getting relieved out of this, they are going to get a great relief out of this, and that was also agreed to.
Okay, so given that there's been all that agreement, and you're using the word, so obviously there's a lot of bonhomie right now away from the bitterness of the very recent past. What therefore now, and because this show is essentially about trying to predict and forecast how many seats everyone's going to get in the election, what would be your expectations of how many seats you think the BJP and the Sena could get this time? Because let's remember, last time you more or less swept the state.
100%, sir, 100%. 100% now. No question about that. The chief of the BJP, Mr. Amit Shah ji, has already announced that he will go to 25, and we expect that figure will achieve. Definitely will achieve that figure.
Okay, so you're sure you're going to get back to that number? Are you going to be still trying to tie up with some of the smaller parties? I know some of them are not entirely happy with the way things are going, Mr. Thavle, others. Are you going to still try and reach out to them and bring them into the fold as well?
No, it is left to the higher. This is those people who were there in the alliance, maybe the RPI and other people who were there, Jankar and other guys. Those issues are to be sorted out by the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He will sort it out. Not to worry about that. No such worry about that.
Okay, now seeing as we are so optimistic that everything is going to be sorted out so smoothly, dare I throw in a very quick question about the assembly election, which is not that far away? Is this alliance looking solid and robust all the way to there? And by the way, who's going to be the Chief Minister?
No, the question of Chief Minister has not been announced yet. People talk, I don't know. It was agreed to that the distribution of power will be done equally. That means the sharing of power. It should not happen. Chief Minister gives them dummy post, and that should not happen. There should be equal sharing, and that is very, very big thing, sir. When others are aligning, a lot of alliances are taking place, which are unethical also. Those who have fought against each other for a long time. In fact, we were 25 years, we were together. Even the last parliament election we fought together. It is in the assembly some disputes have raised, and anyway, but then that have been sorted now, we are together right now.
All right, well, thank you so much, Arvind ji, for joining us. Jitendra Awad joining us as well from the NCP. Pawan Kheda, of course, still with us from the Congress Party. Vivek Reddy is with us from the BJP. Sagarika here as well. You heard what the Sena said. Pawan, was this something that you and the NCP, was it always going to be a long shot that they wouldn't come together? I mean, I think secretly most in the Congress and the NCP believed that whatever the posturing was, at the end of the day, they would come together.
Yes, that's what all political observers felt, and rightly so. But it's very interesting the way, I'd like to ask them if they still maintain their stand on Rafale, for example. I think theirs was the only party outside of the UPA fold which took a very strong position, and in fact repeated the slogan of Rahul Gandhi and said Chaukidar Chor hai. I want to ask them if they still feel so, and if not, what has changed in the last 48 hours? Okay, well,
Arvind ji just left us, so I mean we can't ask him that question. But Vivek Reddy, before I come to the NCP, this alliance was important for you, I guess, because it was really important for you to be able to make sure that you can keep your lock on Maharashtra. You don't want to have another big state where you're going to drop a large number of seats, as might well happen in UP. You don't want to repeat of that in a state like Maharashtra.
Yes, I think so, Vikram, because the reservoir of votes into which both of us put our hands into comes from some common factors, apart from other floating pool of votes that we have carried through because of Mr. Modi's appeal. So therefore, it was important that Maharashtra scored like last time, absolute, perhaps nearing out of out. And therefore, this alliance was crucial. Though Pawan Kedam, I feel about Rafale, I think everybody has realized after the Supreme Court judgment that there is a necessity to stop being a Supreme Court and trying to say something contravening the Supreme Court. Of course, the review is pending, but that does
I was
not
just
mean
about to say that they don't
on their own
celebrate too
basis
much
as to
too
what has
soon.
happened.
There is still a review which is pending, so you know, you never know.
All right, yes. But the last point that I want to make is this, Vikram. One point that I want to make is this. One thing that we are losing sight of is, and which Pawan Kedam perhaps, you know, you could understand because he is from the Congress. One issue that we are losing sight of is that who is the leader of this country and why can't the opposition produce an alternative? And this is signified by the fact that yesterday
Mr. Vivek
you had
Reddy,
the Times of India
you must
poll
have been in
which
school
was
in
rooted on that
2004.
leadership issue. And there Pawan
Vikram?
Kedam, you got 8%.
Mr. Vivek Reddy,
Rahul Gandhi polled
I am sure
8%,
you were in school in 2004
Okay,
and similar
Jitendra,
and
questions
perhaps
were
Pawan
asked in
Kedam got up in the
Vikram's
morning
show.
and saw the
yes, we had
newspaper
no
reverse, I
response
guess.
to that. And then the rest
You
is
know,
history. 10 years you guys were out of
therefore,
power.
Pawan Kedam, hold
So
on, let
now
me
that
just
you are
finish,
not in
Pawan
school
Kedam, I'm
anymore,
not done.
please go back
For
to the
4.5
recent electoral
years
history of this
Mr. Rahul
country and
Gandhi's
then ask this
efforts,
question.
is it
In
only 8%?
1977,
Let me
the
ask you,
same
Pawan
question
Kedam,
was asked to the
is
then
it only
opposition, which
8%?
was your people.
For 4.5
Who will be the alternative to Indira
Okay,
Gandhi?
look, this is-
And yet there was an alternative.
Nothing is
So please do
translating.
your homework before you
People
utter
of
such
India are not liking
such
Mr. Rahul
gibberish.
Gandhi.
No, please,
It is more
please
than
do
Okay,
your
this is
homework.
very entertaining.
So therefore,
homework करके
don't
आया
be-
करिए, आपके
This
साथ
is
problem
no
है।
doubt very entertaining, but
You cannot
Jitendra,
question
can I...
Rahul Gandhi, but
right.
the
Do your
people
homework
will.
first.
Folks,
Do your homework, come back again, we can have a chat.
Gentlemen, let's be
Do your
gentlemen, let's be
homework,
gentlemen.
read Times of India
Do your
Jitendra,
homework about
Jitendra,
2004,
Jitendra,
about
one,
1977,
Jitendra, okay.
come back to
Folks,
me, we'll talk.
Jitendra, I just want to ask you on the
Read
data
what
now
Rahul Gandhi
for
has
the
got yesterday.
NCP.
8%,
Okay,
9%.
bosses, please.
For 4.5 years of work.
Jitendra, can I just come to you? Jitendra, can I come to you? Tell me, now analyze the situation. Now that all the alliances are done, it's Sena plus BJP, it's NCP plus Congress. What to your mind are the chances on the ground, and what do you think the major issues will be?
So basically, I'll tell you one thing is, now that Arvind Sawant is not there, they are thrown the hat in the, they are saying that power sharing. What do you mean by power sharing? Yesterday there was a fight between two leaders of Shiv Sena and BJP, saying that who will be the chief minister, and chief minister allocation is for 2.5 years, that is 2.6 months, that is half in a 5-year term, half year and a half there, half with BJP and half with Shiv Sena. The fight has already started. But prior to that, the 4.5 years, they're bitching. The way Devendra Fadnavis, the chief minister, attacked Uddhav Thackeray, and the way Uddhav Thackeray attacked the chief minister, corruption, no morality, everything on the earth, all abuses on the earth which no, even the opposition at times doesn't go, all below the belt. He had the courage, I will not say audacity, he had the courage to say, Chaukidar chor hai. Chaukidar chor hai. And what not, I just cannot, I will not take much time of yours. It was a marriage of compulsion. Mr. Amit Shah comes to Dhulia and says, in another abusive language, उखाड़ के फेंक देंगे, पटक देंगे, अगर साथ में आए तो ठीक है. This is not a language used on a political platform. You were just threatening. And later on, after 15 days, the same Amit Shah goes, has kanda, puwa and shira and upma and chai with Uddhav Thackeray in a closed room, which Arvind Sawant was also not allowed. Nobody was in fact allowed. Nobody knows what the discussion happened, and comes down and says that we are now hand and gloves, we have shaken hands and we are together. The basic thing, the workers down below are not happy about all this. The social media is hitting them so hard, hard, that I think they don't have any face to go in front now.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what actually happens.
And I was of the opinion from the day one.
Yeah, finish what you were saying.
I was of the opinion from day one that their bags are packed. The only things remain is when they are going to celebrate that honeymoon. Their honeymoon has started, and their honeymoon is only for power. So this power-hungry BJP Shiv Sena as a marriage
We've heard you loud and clear.
have
We've
come
heard you
together.
loud and clear. We've heard you loud and clear. Last comments from everybody before we wrap up the show. Sakrik, I just want to ask slightly another question. We've obviously seen, like, it's not been that much after Pulwama. We are certainly seeing a raising of temperatures all across. All of this anti-Pakistan anger which is there, what's going to happen in the World Cup, what's going to happen to shooters, boycotts, all of those sort of things. Is this something which you think is going to be a major factor going forward?
You know, Vikram, I think Pulwama is going to be an X factor. It normally happens that when there's a national crisis, the party in power generally tends to benefit because people rally around. And this sort of hyper-nationalism, anti-Pakistan sentiment is the BJP's natural constituency. It is the party of nationalism and Pakistan hating, and, you know, it is the party of muscular nationalism. So it could be that the mahal will be to the BJP's advantage. But having said that, you see, if you keep talking about war and then keep going for the low-hanging fruit, MFN status, you know, shutting off water, which is actually not shutting off water.
But it's not actually that low-hanging. It's not been done for a long time.
But if you're not actually, you know, going to take real action, people may at one point ask, why are you going to walk the talk? So it's a gamble, it's a high-risk gamble. And, you know, it also has to be seen that, you know, Kargil, the BJP, there was a Kargil war in 1999 and the BJP won after that. But that was a decisive military victory. So the decisive military victory will win you the war. War talk may not. I just want to say one thing, Vikram, is that, you know, I just want to say that, you know, we're talking about regional parties here, but I do think the Shiv Sena, out of all the regional parties, is actually a party on the decline at the moment, which is why it's desperate.
Okay, fine. Just enough time to get a final word on the show from somebody who's just joined us for the last couple of minutes. Shaina NC, thanks for joining us at this point. Just wanted to ask you, Shaina, Maharashtra and the other point, just a take on what's happening in Maharashtra right now after this alliance has been tied up, and the overall atmosphere that we are seeing. Is there a certain increased nationalism, increased anger after Pulwama that might actually, which may well have an impact on the elections as well?
Firstly, Vikram, what's happening in Maharashtra? Well, the BJP-Shiv Sena is going to win in Maharashtra, hands down. We fought 26 seats last time, and this time we are fighting 25, so it's a difference of only 1 seat. Having said that, the majority that we got last time is probably going to be the same this time, because you have a good, honest Chief Minister who's been hardworking. In terms of the Shiv Sena, I know a lot has been said about the commentary, but do understand that you have bickering in every household. You have couples who get along and don't get along and wake up in the morning and continue to be a part of a family. 25 years is a long alliance. Having said that, I think that the common agenda of a progressive India and of course the ideology of Hindutva is common to both. So there is no cozying up only for lust for power. You have seen strange bedfellows in the past, and when it comes to
Did you
Pulwama,
just describe the
I don't think we
Shiv
should
Sena
make
as
this
a strange
political
bedfellow?
issue.
Did you just describe the Shiv Sena as a strange
I
bedfellow?
said other alliances are.
All right.
I said other alliances.
Have they given some reply on Rafale to Shiv Sena? If they can share it with us, we'll also be satisfied. Suddenly Shiv Sena is satisfied and they no longer call the Chaukidar a chor. He's asking if you're able to satisfy the Shiv Sena on Rafale.
Chaukidar chor hai,
Please share the answer with us.
Well, you
Please
you
share
had
the
Mr.
price of
Arvind
the
Sawant
fighter
on
jet
your
with
show.
us.
कोर्ट का judgment है.
Chaukidar chor hai.
Okay, but everything.
Uddhavji satidar hai.
Pawan Kedar,
I'm
you
out
have
of
not read
time.
it.
I'm out of time. China, you want to
Please read
quickly
it.
answer that? One line, then
I
I'm
think you
ending
must
the show
first
now.
read it, Pawan Kedar, then talk.
I don't want to answer.
There are two BJP.
This
Yeah,
is
come
a
on.
sign of
Have some mercy.
insecurity. Mr. Arvind Sawant was on your show. Maybe you should have
only one
asked him what he
sentence now.
thinks. The reality is
one
that
and a
the
half
Supreme
BJP
Court
on
of
the
this country
screen now.
has said there's no commercial
China,
favoritism.
Chaukidar chor hai.
4 petitions have been
Uddhav uska
dismissed.
satidar
hai.
All those who are trying to create some kind of corruption charges which are baseless and unsubstantiated. The Honorable Supreme Court has said there
The corruption
was no
charges.
commercial
All right,
favoritism.
we don't have time.
Uddhav Thackeray,
All right,
not
I have
by
to end the
anybody
show.
else.
I have to end the show right now. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tamil Nadu alliance is really important. Maharashtra alliance is really important. Keep looking at that chart of possible Maha-Gathbandhans across the country. We'll try and see where those remaining question marks slot up before the elections are actually announced. That's it for now. We'll be back next week.